Well, hello and welcome to the Cosmic Echo Tarot Experience. This is a reading which connects historic cycles of frequency through your repeating tarot energy. You and your life are an echo of past energies. From a time and a place we can't even consciously recall anymore. What we experience is not new. We think it is, but these are ancient energetic frequencies which have been repeating again and again and again for thousands, maybe millions of years. We see them as new, but they're not. We have a little slice of time, maybe 80 years, give or take. In terms of geological history, it's not even a sneeze. So, in our small way, our myopic way, we go, ooh, this is the first time. Oh, no, we're just an echo of past energies. What we experience is not new. We experience energetic energy. We see them as new, but again, they're not. They're just an echo. So, using tarot as a tool, I locate the current frequency that you're being exposed to. Now, I've done tarot for over 20 years, and in that time I found it doesn't predict anything, at least from my experience. But it is the science of your potential to make choice. People like to claim, well, I'm free. I make my own. No, you don't make your own decisions. The people who run the world give you the menu. You pick off their menu. And very often it's predictable because we're not all that creative. We're not all that inventive. We're not all that independent. But we like to think that we are. So a little lie to ourselves. Anyway, so the tarot reading will locate the operative frequency right now. Once found, I grab other tools. Numerology, astrology, I've done those for over 50 years. They are the science of cycles. Within cycles, within cycles, keeps repeating. That's why history repeats, because the cycles keep repeating. Let me give you an idea. Pluto and Neptune take 500 years to come back to a certain spot. Whatever that spot is, takes 500 years for them to meet there again. So let's go to, let's say maybe 1492. Columbus heading for the New World. It was not the New World, but again, our perspective, our myopia. So it was a new world that he was discovering. Okay, 500 years. 500 years from 1492 is 1992. Oh, George H.W. Bush declares a new world order. 1492, a new world. 1992, New World Order. Let's go back 500 years from 1492. It's 992. A bunch of religions, heavy duty religions and societies, the Mongols, the Christians, others got together and said, you know what, let's cooperate for a little while, quit fighting. That was a new world order. It didn't last that long, but it was a new world order. So 992, a new world order. 1492, new world. 1992, new world order. You see the connection? Different people, different situations, but the energy is the same. That's why it's so important to add in the astrology and any kind of historical imaging so that you can actually see and feel what that energy is like, because it's not new. New to you, but it's not new. And getting a handle on that energy will help you to use the tarot energy just a whole lot more. It will allow you to create the best tarot energy in manifesting that you possibly can. The information has to be simple, clear, and powerful, however. So there's no fantasy with these readings. There's no unicorn stuff, no rainbows, none of that woo-woo stuff. That's crazy. It's the matrix revealed, your matrix, revealed in the cosmic cycles. It brings ancient frequencies into your life, gives them dimension. It's like a black and white picture being color. Remember, it's about your choice. It's about your potential. That's what tarot's all about. So knowing the repetitive energetic patterns around you enables you to use these ancient frequencies to your benefit. Think of it as a cosmic map Tarot's the destination. Astrology and the imagery around that give you a detailed way to get to your destination. The unique package helps you activate your spiritual kryptonite. That's what manifesting is. It is your kryptonite. Don't underplay it. And you're doing it now correctly. You're just doing it negatively. I can't have the, you say the words, oh, I can do this. I thank you. I got this. I got, but your emotions go, I'm sorry, bum. Now, you're not going to get it. You don't deserve it. You're not worth it. So you're doing the manifesting already. It's just from a negative point of view. We try to elevate this with these older frequencies, help you to understand what the frequencies were like. Now apply the tarot in a positive way. So this unique package helps you activate that kryptonite and ride the cosmic wave to your best destiny. Now it's up to you again. Remember, tarot is the science of potential. Today's reading is The Perfect Storm. I will give you details in just a moment or so, but we are facing a critical time in 2026. This is the time to chop wood. November is not a time for action. It's a time for getting down to business. Find out what your value system is like. Find out what your character is like. Look for any weaknesses because in 2026, man, it's all going to come to a head. Before we get into it, however, let me just kind of quickly review what we're doing here with the astrology reading and the tarot. Astrology is a kind of alchemy, okay? It's a kind of a magic. It's cyclical by nature. Literally, what goes around comes around. It's understanding and knowing these cycles that give us the pulse of our current matrix. It permits us to feel and focus on the power of the tarot. Remember, tarot is the destination of this reading, but it's the astrology, it's the numerology that point the way. The combination of these two gives us a deeper power and a control over our destiny if we choose. Remember, tarot is the science of potential. Let's see what your potential is in just a moment. I want to remind you, I do have an email, tao-tarot@proton.me, tao-tarot@proton.me. Please feel free to make a comment. Doesn't have to be favorable. It can be good, bad, indifferent. Doesn't make any. I'm reaching out. Hopefully you will do the same. tao-tarot@proton.me. Alrighty, so let's get to the astrology. This is the roadmap to our tarot destination. 2026 is going to really be survival of the fittest in a metaphysical kind of way. It's a critical year. It is a year when our humanity will be challenged. That is to say, are we going to control our own destinies or are we going to surrender to our machines? People are very comfortable with the machines. They love it, man. Hey, let's, check with the smartphone. Let's check with AI. I don't have to think. But that dumbs us down, takes away our humanity, takes away our intuition, takes away our feeling, our touch. And you're seeing it in the world as it is. People over the last 4 years have disconnected from one another, even within families. And what has replaced is artificial intelligence. Is it intelligence? Well, we're going to find out. 2026 is the year that we begin this critical journey. The signs say that we're content to listen to the algorithms rather than our own tuition. It's comfortable, it's easy. We're willing to bury our humanity in favor of convenience. That's going to be the challenge. It needs to be answered. 2026 is when we have to come up with that answer. And right now, that answer is a roll of the dice. Are we going to give up our humanity or are we going to be cyborgs? I think there is a rise. There's a group of people beginning to understand what is at stake with the technology, and they are stepping back from technology. They don't want to get rid of it, but they want to remain in charge of their own destiny. That's a brave statement. And in 2026, we're going to see how committed we are to our humanity. Or is it just a facade? So let's get to the astrology stuff here. Here's the existential point of the reading. People love to dump on Putin, and the people who dump on Putin, and I'm not saying he's perfect. God, no, I'm not saying he's perfect. There is no human being on the planet that's perfect. We're all assholes in our own unique way. But what's going on with Putin is that he pissed off the world bankers, the Jew bankers. He pissed them off. How did he do that? Well, he kicked them out. As soon as he took over, early 2000s, he said, "Get out of Russia, all of you." You don't do that to the world bankers. They killed people. Gaddafi, Saddam Hussein, people in South America. I mean, whatever. In fact, they're the ones that killed Lincoln because he wanted to develop a separate economy away from the world bankers. In fact, he said, if you take and compare the battle that I'm facing with the Confederate Army, or I'm battling with the bankers, I'm worried about the bankers. He was right. Andrew Jackson, before him, was a subject of a failed assassination because he was messing with it. McKinley died. We know that JFK died in part because he wanted to change the economy. You don't mess with the economy. So Putin took on the world bankers right from the start. They don't like him and they don't want him to live. They don't want him to continue. On top of that, now he's just shut down George Soros, and his entire network. He is putting Russia first, which is more than we can say for the American administration, who is definitely Israel first, not America, anything even on the list. Doesn't make the top 10, apparently. But Putin is there. If you were a Russian, you would appreciate it. And you see what's happened to Russia since he's been in power. It's modernized. The economy is great. It's strong. And the worst part for the bankers, it's independent. So we move to the next story. Picture Perfect about Chobani. You realize, of course, that you cannot buy any healthy food in a typical grocery store anymore. You can't do it. Everything's been changed genetically. Probiotics, and well, the probiotics are good, but they put in antibiotics. They put in all kinds of chemicals, preservatives, colorings, flavorings. Food is not food anymore. And the latest on the list is Chobani, supposedly a Greek yogurt. Turns out Chobani has chemicals in there that create hormone issues, which are linked to cancer and other health risks. In other words, like all the foods on the shelves in all of the average supermarkets in America, the stuff that's on the shelves is made to kill you. You can't draw any other conclusion. Why would you put in endocrine disruptors into a Greek yogurt? Why would you do that? Why would you put artificial flavors? Why would you put in artificial colors? Why would you put in preservatives of all kinds? Why would you do that if you know they're bad? Truth is beginning to ooze out, and it's about time. Why don't we get to the tarot reading? That is the destination for this reading, of course, right? So let's do her. Alrighty, we got three cards as usual. Ten of Swords. If you're familiar with the Ten of Swords, it's a guy laying on the ground, 10 swords in his back. Swords are information. Swords normally would be considered truth, but not necessarily. They're just facts. To be stabbed in the back 10 times with 10 swords means this guy got lied to. And lied to, and lied to, and lied to, and lied to. But by who? Was it just the bad guys, or was he lying to himself? I submit, like let's say the average American system, we lied to ourselves. It's a government by the people, for the people, of the people. If you don't like the government, where the hell are the people? Oh, don't ask that question. That's embarrassing. At some point, the people lie to themselves. And I think that is what that Ten of Swords is all about. The next card is the Four of Cups. That underlines what I just said. Four of Cups means being separated from yourself. You're not emotional. You don't give a damn about anything. You're completely, totally disconnected. And you're seeing that all over society. We're into our machines. We're into our technology. I'd rather talk to you over a phone than talk to you face to face. and we're separating. And that's the big question facing us in 2026, the perfect storm. Are we going to give in to the machines, or are we going to hold on to our humanity? That question has yet to be answered. And the final card, King of Cups. Thank you, God, for the King of Cups. It's a subtle move back to yourself. It's loving yourself. It's saying, okay, all these text things are really comfortable and they're great, and I don't want to necessarily get rid of them, but I got to take charge. I got to make my own decisions. I got to find my own answers. But it's so convenient. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to be responsible. Just ask the AI. They'll give you the answer. But they don't really, because they don't ever address our humanity. 2026, the perfect storm, that's going to be where we begin to find out we men are machines. I don't know if I'm ready for the answer there. Time's up. Thank you very much for being here. I appreciate the investment that you make. It's very important. They're messing with the algorithms. They're changing things around very quietly. You don't ever see, you don't ever know. What makes a difference is you liking and subscribing. So I thank you very much for that. So between now and the next time you and I do tarot together, peace and blessings.